What's going on, guys? I hope you guys are having an absolutely fantastic day. Let me go ahead and get straight into it. I have not done a video in several days. This is the longest stretch of time that I can remember I purposefully did not do a video. Now, we've had a ton of stuff going on. I'm gonna break it down for you. I'm also gonna leave you a little clip as proof to what I've been up to. So the first day or 2 days where I wasn't making any videos, I was just spending time with my family. We are looking for houses right now. We're trying to figure out financially how to go about this. Should we sell this house? Should we roll that equity into another home, make a large down payment with the rates being high? Or do we just rent this house out, keep it, and use that money to pay down the rate on the other house? There's so many variables and things right now. And the other thing is cash. Is if we are going to make another large down payment, we need to get cash together. And I'm leaning towards that because I would like to keep this house as a passive income producing asset. With that being said, okay, so we're looking at houses, I'm relaxing, I'm spending time with my family. That's all kosher. Then, I think it was day 3, I think it's been 4 days since I made a video. Day 3, a tree, one of our branches comes crashing down. It barely misses the house. It barely misses our kitchen, and it goes into a little nook where there's another side entrance to our house, and it slides into that nook. We almost just lost a portion of our house, I swear to God. So that was really stressful. Spent a day chainsawing and chopping that up because we didn't want to pay to have a tree limb removal crew come out here because it probably would have been several $100s, and our home insurance didn't cover it because it didn't damage the house, but it was all over the front yard and barely missed the kitchen, blocked part of our walkway. So just super stressful. Still need to chop some of it up, but got that done. And then the next day we went and saw more houses than we had ever seen, and that stressed me out. And so I decided to go to my jeweler and sell some of my jewelry pieces. I know I've talked to you guys before. People have been like, what's with all the gold? What's with all the chains? This is all I've got left now. I've got my wedding band right here. Well, my engagement band right here. I've got my other little matching ring right here. I've got one bracelet, and then I've got my 4 chains. So 1 chain got sold, 3 rings got sold, and then my other bracelet got sold. It might not matter. You guys might be thinking, why is he even talking about this? But I'm willing to sell the things that I feel like make me who I am for the betterment of my family, and so that we can be in a different situation financially and in a different home so that we're raising our family the way that we best see fit. And I know you guys, if you have kids or if you're going to have kids, I know you would probably operate the same. The reason this is relevant is because it applies to this hobby, it applies to the cards, and it applies to what I'll be doing moving forward. I told you guys right now I think is a good time to sell. I think everything is going to continue moving up. I made a video right before I made a video talking about selling. I think everything is going to continue going up, even if we're seeing retraces and boxes and so forth. I think things are going to trend up in the long run, and I think I'm actually making a mistake by selling a lot of stuff right now. I do think I am making a mistake, but I also am locking in some gains, and I'm going to use that money and roll it into something that is a bigger goal for our family right now, and that's getting us into a bigger house, or a house with more rooms. Hopefully I can have a bigger room to do videos in. I'm really excited about that. That's one of the things that I'm most excited about, is having a bigger space to do videos in, feeling a little more free, a little less cramped. This room is very, very tight. Might not seem like that on y'all's end, but it is very, very tight. And I was really excited about having a loft space that I can display everything in the background, and even have some kind of leg room, some space to move around, even have different camera angles, and have it be a different experience every time we record. There's so many ideas going through my head for what I want to do moving forward. But I am selling some stuff. So I put up my Latios up for sale. And I've already recouped about $1,000 within having some stuff up for a day. So I'm really, really happy about that. I have so much stuff to list. I'm so behind on what I need to be doing. I need to list theme decks. I need to list more booster boxes. I need to list more cards. One thing I do want to make clear is that there are some cards that I would be very hard for me to let go of, and pretty much what I've narrowed it down to is my gold stars, my 2 PSA 10 Sword and Shield alt arts, the Moonbryon and the Rayquaza, and my crystal cards. And that's pretty much it. Everything else is, I think, going to be on the table. All of my full arts, all my Charizard cards, pretty much and not my first edition base set cards. Those are off the table as well. But like everything else, all my sealed product, boxes, what have you, other cards that I don't need, that stuff will be going up for sale. Soon I'll be listing bulk stuff. I might even sell my Sword and Shield binder sets, which I didn't think that I would possibly think about that, but it is tempting. I know that I could probably get good money for those binders right now. I spent a lot of money and time trying to build those up. I'm on the fence about it. Obviously, it was cool to build those up, but in the future, is binder building going to serve my collection goals? I've learned the hard way that it's just really, really tough to keep up with. I will still be opening stuff. I still love opening stuff. I just don't know if I'll ever try building binders again. Because really there's only a couple cards in every set that I feel like I have to have. And building a whole binder just keeps me away from accomplishing those goals for those chase cards sooner. It also would allow me to focus on single slabs that I want moving forward. So I don't know. We're trying to figure that out. But this guy went up for sale. It sold immediately for $1,100. That person wasted my time, so now this is back up for sale. I've already received a $900 offer on this card. I'm passing up on that. I'm trying to at least get $1,000. That seems like the comps for this card. $1,000, that gets me right now. I think our budget for the new home will be about $400. So if it's $400 and I want to avoid the PMI, I have to at least put 20% down, which means I need 80, right? Right now, if I sold this card for $1,000, that would be 1/80th of our new home down payment, which I think is a really big deal. Or at the very least, it's still $1,000. It's a lot of money to get back. I have $700 in this card. I traded like $500 worth of slabs and then 200 or 240 in cash for this card. And I feel like it was a really good trade then, and I still feel like it's a beautiful card now. And I'm not surprised it's gone up in price. 9s are great because you can buy them at a fraction of the 10 and they're going to rise in value eventually, just like the 10s do. So I think, you know, while I won't always buy PSA 9, I think PSA 9 is a great value over PSA 10 a lot of times. Although I do want to get this card. Another reason I am selling is I do want to replace it with a PSA 10 version. The PSA 10 price has been coming down a little bit. We saw an auction that ended around $2,000 for this card recently. So I would really like to pick this card up at that point. We are also selling, and these are completed sales. I put the Latios back up because I had to cancel the sale because it had been like 3 days and they hadn't paid. So I canceled that sale. And I don't like to do that, but sometimes you have to. I am selling these 4 Celebration ETBs, and I'm selling them right at what I bought them for because of, not right at what I bought them for, I'm selling them essentially at $65 a piece, which is really good. Honestly, that's kind of in line with market. I have $50 in them per box. But when you factor in the tax I paid at the time and then the fees that I'm gonna take a hit on from eBay, I'm really breaking even on these, which sucks because I held these Celebrations boxes for a minute. And this is something that I think is important to talk about for people that are sitting on a bunch of sealed product. If you're not moving this stuff regularly, if you don't have a big name as a seller, if you're not used to selling stuff online, you kind of got to be careful about how much stuff you're going to sit on. Because if you ever are in my position and you need the money, right? I think most people feel like, I'm not going to sell until it's at the tippy top. I'm not going to sell unless I need the money. I'm not going to sell unless the timing is right, essentially. And sometimes the timing won't be right. And in my situation, I can't time it because we are making a big life change decision. And even though we aren't necessarily buying in this month, we very well could. So I went to the jeweler yesterday. I'm gonna pop that clip up right now. All right guys, so we're here at Hong Duke right now. As you guys can see, I'm not wearing any of my jewelry or bracelets or chains. They're cleaning a couple other chains that I didn't sell. I was almost gonna sell this Rolex, but that didn't get sold. Anyways, That's not why I'm making this video. I'm here to sell some jewelry so that we can make a down payment on another home, but they happen to have a trash bag full of sealed booster packs, guys. I've never seen anything quite like this. I definitely didn't expect it in my jeweler, and we kind of got on the topic of Pokemon cards, and I kind of mentioned that if I really was man enough, I would just sell my Pokemon cards because they're worth a lot more than my jewelry. But guys, look at this. We got, I mean, there must be 100 or 200 sealed blisters in here of all kinds of stuff. Oh, look, we got hanger packs of Brilliant Stars. We've got some CVS tins. I opened these up actually on my channel, so I remember opening these tins up. Fusion Strike, which is pretty hot right now. There's some blisters in here. This one has Chilling Rain and Fusion Strike. This is just some random content that I didn't expect really to make, but I haven't posted a video in a couple days now. So I figured, if anything, you guys know what I'm doing. I'm stressed out trying to make money to buy a new home. But yeah, this is wild that all of these random booster packs are just chilling here. This is awesome. It's like just a little treasure trove. Also, we're at a jeweler right now, so like I really did not expect to see Fusion Strike or Astral Radiance or Chilling Rain. There's so many different versions. Like I haven't even seen this blister before. This is a Silver Tempest blister with the whole Magnezone evolving line. There's so much stuff in here. Build and battle boxes of Scarlet and Violet. It's pretty much, I wonder what else is in here if I look deep enough. Then we've got some Scarlet and Violet stuff, but there's a lot of Sword and Shield stuff as well. This is Scarlet Violet base. You guys know I'm listing a lot of my Pokemon stuff right now. So this really hits home. This is like all the same type of stuff that I'm trying to sell right now. But yeah, just a cool little clip. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Crazy! Anyways, the reason I went to the jeweler was to liquidate some of this stuff, but I ended up seeing that massive bag of Pokemon cards, and looking back, I probably should have asked them if they wanted me to sell the cards for them. Really weird, a lot of random tins and blisters and things. Part of me feels like it was probably stolen and then like traded in for some jewelry, which is really weird, but I don't know what the story is on it. Either way, I just thought that was kind of a cool clip since I was already at the jeweler and somehow Pokemon somehow finds a way to follow me in whatever I'm doing lately. So that was just kind of weird, guys. Like how coincidental. I went to trade in some pieces and I ended up also after trading in my gold, that got me back $10,000, which is really, really good. I think a lot of people look at, you know, people who wear jewelry and it might be like braggy or like you're a show off, but the reality is gold, especially pure gold, and I traded in several pieces of 24K pure gold, and those were rings, but which I will somewhat always regret because they marked a time in my life I felt the most successful. We had just opened the bar. I had just bought a house a year or two before. It was really feeling like it was the peak of my life at that time, but now it's a new chapter, and I don't need that jewelry anyways, but went, got about 10 grand back, so now we're in a pretty good, we're starting to get a running start on saving up for our next home. Right now, it's not a lot. I just bought a first edition Charizard, so that cleaned me out. It cleaned my savings out, honestly. But we have no debt, and we've got about $20-ish thousand saved up right now. A lot of people, we did a live and people were like, I don't know how you're gonna save up the kind of money you need for a down payment within a year, but I might not necessarily be saving up. This might be just, you know, I'm just explaining to you guys like kind of what I'm up to right now, why it's been hard for me to just make content, because there are other things that I'm thinking about that are taking up my brain space and my mind. Basically now I'm thinking about selling my cars as well. It's been a long time coming. I've had a lot of this stuff for a long time, and I thought really it was an investment, but I also just couldn't let go of the cars. I never really had a reason to let go of them. And it's not like I make content or talk about my cars that often. That was something that I really wanted to do on this channel, but I've chosen to sell my other possessions and stick with some of my high-end Pokemon cards, because I think that Pokemon in the end is going to be less maintenance. I'm going to appreciate them more. Cars break down, they have maintenance, they have insurance, they have taxes, they need oil changes every year, even if they're sitting in your garage. I don't think I can continue to keep up with my car collection and raise a family and buy more property. Something always has to give. So, I called some dealerships yesterday and got quotes on 2 of my cars, my BMW E46 M3, which it will kill me to let go of that car. But it's for the best. It's for the best if I end up selling it. We may end up looking for a house for another several months, and the bar is doing extremely well. That's also why I haven't made content. I've been super focused on the bar and making that do better, because ultimately that is my real stream of income. That is how I survive. That is how I take care of my family. So I need the bar to do really well, and the last couple nights have just been bonkers. It's been really, really great for us, and I'm really excited for the future. It feels like it's almost been 3 years. I've had the bar now for 2.5 years. We're coming up on our 3rd year being open. It's always been good business, but it's never been like amazing. And I think for the first time we're seeing those numbers really pick up, and we're seeing now consistent business coming into the bar, staying late at night, coming early when we open. I'm really, really excited about it. We didn't even have an event on Friday, and the bar was apparently full on Friday. I'm absolutely stoked about it. But in the short term, I need to come up with cash quickly. So I got 2 offers on the 2 cars, about 20 grand for each of them. He said he might go higher if they're cleaner in person. But it feels good that I at least know that I can at least get a minimum of $40,000 out of those cars. That puts me at 60 grand if I sold those 2 cars. And then I still have my Rolex. Which I really don't want to sell, but I have my Rolex. That could be the last final thing. That and some Pokemon products, which is what I'm talking about here today. The selling the Rolex and maybe some Pokemon products and some cards will probably get me to the 80K that I need to put a new down payment on a home at 20%. And then at that point, I won't even feel pressed to buy a home, but I'll be confident in knowing that I can do it. So while I don't need to sell the cars now or sell cards or sell products now, I feel like it's good to prepare. And I feel like the market is in a really good place for Pokemon. Prices might dip on a lot of these modern boxes, especially the Sword and Shield boxes, which we're already seeing. I've seen and heard that we're seeing some dips in prices on Sword and Shield stuff right now. Doesn't really bother me that much. A lot of the stuff I did buy when it was cheaper, so I'm still gonna net some kind of gain, but I'm trying to take that money now before it's too late. And also just because I'm not gonna be greedy with it. Hopefully somebody can get a deal from the stuff I sell, and they'll get a deal right now in this market. That makes me feel good. Maybe I don't make a lot of money, but somebody gets a deal on this stuff. That makes me feel good. Speaking of Celestial Storm, a booster box, this guy just got sold last night. This is one of my favorite boxes because it has Rayquaza on the front and it has an awesome artwork of Rayquaza on the back. This is, in my opinion, one of the best Sun and Moon booster boxes. It's got Blaziken and Rayquaza on it. It's got Blaziken up on the top here. It's a phenomenal box artwork. It's got that green too. I love the green lettering on this box. It's a beautiful box. And I think it's got Jirachi on this side. I think it's worth probably around 800 or 900. I feel like it's worth a lot more than what I sold it for. No, I think it's worth 900 or 1,000 maybe. And I sold it for 800. I sold this box for 800. I think I had an offer. I had 2 offers. I think I had one for 700 and one for 800. I took the 800. I think 800 was pretty good. I think I have, or maybe it was 700, but either way, I have $300 in this box from when I bought it. This was honestly one of my best purchases looking back. If I would have bought a bunch of Sun and Moon boxes looking back, I probably would have killed it on those boxes. Because when I was looking at this box, Cosmic Eclipse and Team Up were a lot cheaper at that point. I think Team Up was like $1,200 or $1,300. I think Cosmic Eclipse was like $400 or $500. It wasn't much more than the Celestial Storm box. And then I have the cards from this set that I love most. The Rayquaza GX, I believe it's like a rainbow GX card. It looks really awesome. I might grab that here in a second. But I sold the Celebrations, I sold that box. And then if I could get, another grand back on that. And then I'm trying to decide if I would ever sell any of the gold stars. I don't think so. You guys know I've worked really hard at trying to find all those gold stars. Even if they're available and they're out there, the prices have been all over the place lately, and we're seeing those prices continue to climb. Gold stars are going wild right now. So that would just be stupid, I think, for me to sell those cards because one, I value them more than pretty much most of my collection, and two, I actually still look at them and enjoy looking at them. So that's the thing. Like my cars, they sit in the garage, they take up space. I have to pay taxes on them. I have to pay car insurance on them. If I let go of 2 cars, my life will actually get easier. My dad's been telling me this my whole life, but just to sell some of my things and take a weight off of my shoulders. I've always looked at the things that I've collected. I never even thought that I was collecting, but I think it's just something that I've continuously done without realizing it. And I really do feel like this will be good for us and our family. I feel like when I sell the cars and some products, I feel like it's going to lift a huge weight off of me. And also, when I'm looking at the garage, I'm like, where do I even start? There's so much product here. Do I put stuff in lots? Do I throw random ETBs together to try and sell all this stuff at once? That's pretty much what I'm doing. And we'll probably continue to do that moving forward. I am going to break down pretty much all the cases. I don't think I want to ship as cases. I think I want to sell 1 box at a time, really. Just because at any time the prices could change. And then if I'm selling 1 box at a time, you know, I might make less on 1 box, and then a couple weeks later I sell the same box and it does a little bit better. So I'm going to break it down by the box. But I have a ton of battle styles. As you guys know, I have a ton of battle styles, which now I'm going to have to consider selling a lot of that stuff. But, and then of course, my first edition Charizard, I think a lot of people would say like, Orion, you got the first edition Charizard, but it's a lot of money. Why don't you just sell that? And that will give you a lot of your money you need towards the house. It's just a card. But to me, that was the card that I wanted more than anything coming back into the hobby. And I felt like I was never going to accomplish finding one. And finally, prices came down and I was able to snag one up, but I still see a lot of high-end Grail stuff going up in value. And I think that's the easiest stuff for me to hold on to, is the higher end vintage stuff. Modern stuff, I'm happy to let go of it because I know that even if prices are going to go up, I can always find that stuff. It's always going to be out there. So I think for, you know, if you're watching this and you're considering selling your stuff, I think selling modern right now is a smart move, especially if you've already capitalized off of it. Like if you've already realized like 30, 40, 50%, don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. Just sell right there. Even my Evolving Skies, I'm like, you know what? It's time. I put up one of my Evolving Skies boxes for sale. I think I put it up for like, I don't know, maybe $1,000 or a little bit less than that, because that's really the only price I'm willing to let go of a box like that of. Evolving Skies is peak, and I definitely want to get the most money I can out of that box. But everything else I'm kind of going to put up, and I'll be considering offers just because I want to get that money back now. I might even take slight losses on some stuff, which is a huge no-no when you're selling. But in my case, we are trying to roll it into something much bigger. But I wanted to just catch you guys up and keep you in the loop, because I know a lot of you are probably wondering, when is Orion going to make another video? And while we do have a lot of stuff going on right now, we've got all of these sets coming out: Terrestrial Festival, The Glory of Team Rocket, Shrouded Fable. There's another set that now people are already talking about, which is just wild. None of these sets are out, and we already know all 4 of the next sets that are coming. I'm not really even interested until the set releases in English, to be honest. Yeah, I've just got a lot of stuff going on right now, and I felt like it wasn't fair to just continue to not make content. At least I can make content talking about what I'm doing right now and what my plans are and kind of where I'm headed with the hobby and also with my actual life, and just keeping people posted. Anyways, thank you guys for watching my stuff, and let me know if you're thinking about selling your stuff too. If you're going through life changes, it's okay to move this into something else, okay? It's not the end of the world selling your Pokemon card collection, and I'm certainly not selling my whole collection but it will be nice to dip back into these things that I poured a lot of money into. It will be nice to dip into that and use it for something for my family. I'm really, really excited for that. For Aspen to have a bigger bedroom, for Diana to have, you know, her dream kitchen and the house that she wants, and a house that we can kind of grow into. I don't intend on really going too far below our budget and buying something that we can, you know, fix up or rent out in the future. I really want to buy something that we will be set in and that we can grow in. And that way it will allow me to focus back on just, I'm going to focus on the business. I'm going to focus on YouTube. I'm going to focus on my collecting. And in the future, if we buy homes, we can buy them. We can buy smaller homes to rent out, do whatever. That's just something that I want to do. That's what my parents did. That's pretty much how they made their wealth, was buying up a lot of properties. Now they were getting in at a much different time where properties were a lot cheaper. But I kind of want to emulate that and do something similar. And my family did really, really well with residential. They did better with commercial properties, but they did really, really well with residential. And I rented this house out for a while when I moved in, and that was the easiest money that I ever made. It was the easiest money that I ever made, and I miss that. I want to get back to that. So, you know, renting the house out is something that would, I think, supplement buying a new home and continuing to pay off this home, which I don't owe that much on. So I feel like we're in a good position to still keep this home. Anyways, that's just me letting you guys in on all the stuff that's going on. I have been spending a lot of time with my family, which has been good for me to take a break from YouTube for a little bit. I feel like that ad revenue stream is always tempting me, like, dude, you gotta keep going, but no amount of money is worth peace of mind, taking a break. And even taking a break, I'm still going to work and run another full-time business at the end of the day. So I'm never really getting time to myself. So that's kind of what the last couple days have been like. But we will get back into it. It's been kind of wild adjusting to, like, we're about to make some potentially huge changes, and I cannot wait to keep you guys posted on that. Whatever we do, even if we don't end up buying a house and we end up staying in this house for a good bit longer, I'm trying to manifest it, I'm trying to talk about it, and I'm trying to visualize what our life is about to look like. I think that's very important. I think it's one of the things that I've done with Pokemon as well. I really never thought I would own some of the cards that I own now, and it's something that I visualized and I imagined, and I said, how can I do this? I didn't say that I can't afford this. I didn't say that this can't be done. I said, how do I go about making this happen? You know, I always visualized and manifested things that I want, and so I'm trying to do that again here. And I hope that when we move in, I can do a new move-in video and show you guys around the house. That would be sick. That is a dream come true. I also would like to do it when the house is, like, empty, as opposed to, like, our house and walking you through everything here. It just feels a little bit too personal. Anyways, I can't wait to keep you guys updated with what I end up doing. I'll probably get back to just doing normal videos and normal posts here soon, but it's been hard to focus on this hobby when I've got all this other stuff going on in my life. Anyways, peace out, guys. Thank you for tuning in. And I'll probably have another usual video up tomorrow. I'm just kind of getting back in the swing of things. Deuce, deuce.